First question out of the 10. Okay. What are the top mistakes people make when achieving financial freedom and how we can avoid them? This is asked by Suhasini from 3rd BCA. Congratulations, Suhasini. Yes, Ravi.
First of all, thanks to Suhasini for a wonderful question. In my experience, looking at the mistakes I made and the mistakes I have seen, some of my other friends, colleagues, family members make are as follows. Number one is not understanding money and how to invest or where to invest or the opportunities which are available. So the knowledge itself was not there, and that's okay. But in early stages of my career, I did not even look around wanting to know how to invest. So the top mistake is people don't think about the importance of money in the long term when they are very early in their career or working life. And that's a big mistake to make. And that's why I'm personally so passionate to come to colleges and ask everyone to start thinking about it. I will not, tell people you invest here, you will invest there, and so on, because that's very personal what they want to do. But at least there has to be an awareness of why it is important to invest and what are the opportunities available, especially in India as of now, so that we achieve financial freedom. So that's number one. Number two mistake is trying to go very, very fast and make money in the short term by taking some shortcuts. That is the biggest mistake I have seen, where individuals who are doing very well unfortunately lost a lot of money and came back to where they are. Some of the examples are going into the stock markets, looking at them as more of a trading opportunity, trying to buy and sell quickly and make money. I have seen people lose a lot of money. Even the SEBI research shows that out of 100 people, only 5 people succeed and 95 people fail in trading. But the problem is that the 95 people think that they have the skills of that balance 5%. And unfortunately, it is not. So trying to make money in the short term by taking shortcuts is the second big mistake people do. And that really pulls them back by many, many years. My request to the students here is first, understand, and then be clear why you are doing something from a finance point of view. And be very clear that there are risks to everything which you do, and you understand the risks. And then only take that next step if you are comfortable with the risk, whether it is trading, which I don't personally suggest. But if someone still wants to go ahead, I would say, please understand and then only take a plunge. I have seen many individuals lose their hard-earned money just trying to make a quick buck. So, Sanjay, in summary, these are the 2 points. One, not having that interest or knowledge about finance or personal finance. And second, trying to go too fast and taking shortcuts to make money are the biggest mistakes why people, really are far away from their financial freedom.
Absolutely. Completely agree with you. And a mistake that absolutely most people make, and some people, even after retirement, don't realize that what they have missed in terms of looking for new information. And that is, I think, your presence today at SMC hopefully will completely transform all these people's lives who are listening to you. Thanks for the answer. I'm going to the second question. Second question from Sazia, second BCom, who asked, how much money is needed for financial freedom? How do I calculate that this much money I need? Sazia, congratulations for your question. And I remember Sazia last year also had asked a very meaningful question in one of the contests. I think it was for Vasudev Prabhu. So wonderful, Sazia. Thank you. And Ravi, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Azia, for a wonderful question. Unfortunately, it's also a very difficult question because how much money is needed differs from individual to individual. So there is no one number which I can put it out there. So it's a very individual and personalized question, which will come out once, let's say as a financial planner, I talk to that specific individual and help them, figure out. That's point number one. Point number two, how to calculate. The calculation piece is fairly straightforward. There are formulas in personal finance and available, which you can actually use in simple Excel, Microsoft Excel, sheet, and calculate it. Maybe Sanjay, I can share those calculations and you can share it with the college.
Yeah,
But the calculation is certainly more straightforward, and can be done by anyone as they begin their journey. Now, can I explain it over in this session? That would be very tough. There are some critical aspects of those calculations which are better done in a smaller audience with a more focused discussion on exact calculation. Maybe in some future session we can certainly take it up.
yeah. Great, great. Yeah, I think that's enough for today. And if you can send that sheet, what we would like to do is, as a part of this summary contest, if any of you attempt filling up the numbers and doing calculation and present it, your point of view that this much I feel will make me financially free, we can certainly consider that as an entry into the contest, so that there is a motivation for all of you to go and work on that Excel sheet. I hope that makes sense. Thanks, Ravi. Third question comes from Royston Pinto, third BCA, who is also a volunteer today. In fact, Ravi, we had requested for volunteers from all the four streams that this college offers education in. One is BCA, one is Science, Commerce, Arts, and Royston, Samuel, and Prajwal, three volunteers from BCA have done outstanding job where they made their own presentation on financial freedom, went to each class of BCA, spoke to their other class members so that maximum number of BCA students participated in the contests that we have already run. I think in the first contest, 109 people out of 123 enrolled for BCA took part, and similarly very high number in the second contest where it was supposed to be asking the question. So Royston's question, as you can all see on the slide, can financial freedom be achieved without compromising values, passion, lifestyle, ethics, etc.? Ravi.
Yeah, no, great question again by Rohistan. The direct answer is yes, it can be achieved without compromising your values, passion, or lifestyle. A bit more detailed answer, I would say, is well, focus on your values, passion, and your lifestyle needs, and then work out how much money you need to be financially free, and then go about doing it. Right? I will just turn the question around and say certainly focus on your values, passion, and lifestyle. Then calculate how much you need to be financially free. Then take action to get to that financial freedom. Remember, money by itself is not good or bad. What comes across as good or bad is how individuals use it. If you use it for yourself and family and society and country, money is great. If you use it for things which creates problem for you, your family, or country or society, then it's certainly bad. So money by itself doesn't have a characteristic of a good or a bad. It's how you use it as an instrument, which then comes across as good or bad. So it's with us as as responsible citizens to use the money in the best way we think it is good for us and for our society.
Absolutely. Very well said. Like nuclear power, you can use it to create electricity or destroy your enemy. It can be used either way. So, beautiful example. Moving to the fourth question, Nagalakshmi, second BCom. Nagalakshmi, congratulations. Let's give a big hand to her, all the students. And Nagalakshmi, I have slightly reworded your question. I hope it still carries that sense of what you wanted to ask. So, Ravi, what makes it hard for people to obtain financial freedom?
Wow. I congratulate Nagalakshmi for this question. It's a very, very, very good question. What makes it hard to obtain financial freedom? It's a tough question, but it has a very easy answer. The easy answer is discipline. Discipline makes it very, very, if you don't have discipline, that is what makes it very hard to obtain financial freedom. Discipline in planning for it, discipline in executing your plans in terms of where to invest, and discipline in staying invested for how many years it takes to be financially free is really, really what makes it hard. And you have so many distractions in life, and some of those distractions can result you to lose your discipline and take out the money which has been invested, and then you're again a few steps back in financial freedom. So discipline in creating your financial plan, discipline in reviewing it frequently, at least once in 6 months or in 1 year, discipline in continuing your investment journey is tough. But those who do it achieve financial freedom fairly quickly. Those who don't have the discipline will have challenges. And that is what makes it hard, because being disciplined is very good, desirable, but it's very tough to do in our personal life.
Absolutely. Wonderfully put. And I want to add, Ravi, another perspective to what you just said. The discipline or the behavior makes it very hard, not the concepts or uh, the way to do it. Now, I have seen, okay, and in my younger days, I was also like what I hear. Uh, when your employer keeps some money, okay, saying this to all the students. When you start working, okay, your employer will deposit some money from your salary towards employee provident fund, and government has made it impossible for you to withdraw it till you retire. Okay, and there is a reason for it, and most of us at our young age and many of us even at our old age will view it negatively. We say that government is cutting my money. No, government is not cutting my money. Government knows that discipline is difficult, and I may get attracted towards some Switzerland holiday or gambling or whatever is my reason, and withdraw money prematurely and do not allow it to compound. Like Ravi said, compounding works magic when it is untouched for several decades. So this is one thing I thought I'll add. So when you join a job or something, do not view either employee provident fund or another such tool is national pension scheme, public provident fund, which has got a 15-year lock-in period. They are not your enemies. They are there to help you make retire very rich. So I hope my 2 cents to Ravi's wonderful answer makes sense. And I'm now moving to the fifth question. Shravan, second BCom, congratulations. So Shravan asked Ravi, as you can see, how to know where to invest as a beginner. I think partly you answered it in your presentation, but please.
Yeah, thanks, Shravan, for that question. Uh, I would say reflect on the five asset classes which I shared today. Where to invest? These are the five things which you can consider to invest. Uh, Cash and fixed deposits are meant to be invested for your short-term needs, something you need it in this year or something you need it in 2 or 3 years. Commodities and real estate are meant for investment in slightly longer horizon, 3 years to 7 years or 8 years kind of a time frame. And equity is what you should invest for a long term, 10 years or more. How much is a function of how much you want to achieve financial freedom. So it comes back to being a very personal decision on how much to invest in each of them.
Great. Thank you. Going to the sixth question. Rakshita from third BA asking why people fear, many of us fear investing. So, Ravi, please.
Sure. Many of us also fear flying in the air in an aeroplane. If you are also fearful of flying in the, if you're not fearful of flying in the aeroplane, you may also be, maybe someone who fears traveling in a hot air balloon. Uh, the reason is uncertainty and risk. Now, unfortunately, uncertainty and risk are there everywhere. Whether you are crossing a road, whether you are traveling somewhere, going on a flight, or whatever you do, any action you take, there is always some uncertainty or risk. This is the reason why people fear investing. And to just draw it out further, number one is lack of knowledge. So they don't know what it is and therefore do not take that first step. Or the next piece, which is the uncertainty and the long period of time, really makes them very uncomfortable. And that is why they fear investing. So, how do you overcome this fear? So, I can again put back to the analogy. How do you overcome the fear of crossing the road? Well, find a zebra crossing, find a traffic signal which shows you okay to walk, or get someone whose hand you can hold and cross the street, right? Similarly, in investing, understand what the rules are of crossing this road, continue to improve your knowledge, get someone in your circle, family or elsewhere, who has already been there, done that, and then cross this road and start investing. That is how I would put it, Sanjay.
Wonderful. That crossing the road on a zebra crossing with someone to hold hand, I think it totally pictured in a beautiful way what we can do when we are fearful of the unknown, so that we get comfortable with it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Rakshita, I hope it answers your question and also answers to all others. So, Suraksha K, congratulations, Suraksha, on your question being selected. How can I protect my wealth and maintain financial freedom after I have achieved it? Ravi, please.
Wow, a great question from Suraksha. And in fact, protection means Suraksha. So your question itself has your name, which is really wonderful. How do you protect? Now, this is one piece many individuals or companies don't focus on, how to really protect. But it is critical so that once you achieve financial freedom, you can continue to make the best use of it. How to do it? It is called managing the risk through insurance. So the most common way is through insurance. For example, how does one protect their family not being impacted if that individual unfortunately passes away? That's through life insurance. How do you protect your house from fire or other hazards? By having maybe a fire extinguisher as a starting point, but in financial terms, you can also take a risk protection plan, which can protect your home through home insurance. So insurance is a very good tool to protect what you already have. One watch out is, in the markets out there, lot of companies sell you this insurance and investment as a combined product. I will not judge whether it is good or bad. I would only say that understand how much those products are giving back to you, if it is aligned with your goal, and then only go ahead and take that step when you have insurance and investment mixed up. But coming back to this question, how do you protect? You protect your wealth through adequate insurance, for which various means are available in the financial markets.
Absolutely. And if I may add a point from a behavioral standpoint, Behavioral insurance, all of you can take early in life, is to follow or be content with less, lead a frugal life. Okay. Because as initially, as Ravi was mentioning, uh, many sports stars, okay, like Boris Becker, Mike Tyson, so many of them, who got money before they had money skills. And even Kaun Banega Crorepati had a 5 crore winner who lost everything in 3 years. That is because by not having skills of money, which you are being offered so generously by Ravi. And what happens is many times when money comes, uh, our wants also go unlimited. We spend where it is not necessary. We allow our relatives and friends to take advantage of and lose everything. So one is insurance, so that you're not met with unnecessary losses or expenses. And second, in my opinion, is your own behavior, where you learn to be content with less since young age. Second, you also develop money skills as you go along, so that people don't take advantage of you. Ravi, does it make sense?
Yes, absolutely, Sanjay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Going to the eighth question. Manya, hearty congratulations on your question being selected. Can happiness be achieved through money, or sorry, can happiness be achieved without money, or is some level of financial stability necessary?
This is a very philosophical question, Manya, but thanks for putting it out there. I really love this question. Can happiness be achieved without money? Well, I would say it can be in certain situations. Uh, Let us all agree that it is indeed a materialistic world where you need some amount of money to survive, and you need a decent amount of money to thrive. Uh, Now, on one end of the spectrum, there are individuals who withdraw themselves from the society and pursuing passions which are very individual, very, very personal. For them, because their interaction with the society is very limited, they may not need much money. And it is okay for them because it works for them. But on the other end of the spectrum, there are individuals who go out there, who want to achieve a lot of things in life, who want to contribute to the society or have a good time. They need good amount of money, and most of us fall somewhere in the middle, depending on what our wants, passions, interests are. So for us, for large portion of us, we will need some financial stability so that we get happiness. uh, However, can you be happy without money? Absolutely yes. As I said, if your wants and needs are so limited that you are okay with the bare minimum which you have. Now, if you ask me what is my definition of happiness, I would put it this way. If I have a good sleep, and in the morning, if I'm excited for the next day, I consider myself happy, right? Uh, so, what gives me a good night's sleep, and what makes me look forward to the day? It gives me a good night's sleep knowing that uh, I'm safe, I'm secure. I have a good social network and so on and so forth, and I have very limited worries. And what makes me look forward to the next day when I wake up is I'm healthy and I have something to do and achieve. So if you know, and what do I need to have all these boxes ticked? I need to have some amount of money with me so that I can get that peaceful sleep, and I also look forward to the next day with a lot of energy. So for me, therefore, at some level, that financial stability is important.
Absolutely, I agree with you, and I am of the same opinion. Uh, I feel that money solves money problems. It may not bring every happiness. For example, you cannot obviously buy love from money, but definitely you can buy security in most senses from money, right? So I totally agree with you, Ravi, that some amount of financial stability, uh, rather than bringing happiness, I feel it avoids a lot of needless worries. And also, suppose, let's say we have a lot of loan to clear and all. It's a everyday nightmare, wake up and think of, oh, I have to pay that bank, this friend. So from that point of view also, definitely financial stability, in my personal view, also very important in pursuit of happiness. Ninth question, name withheld, because this question is of personal nature. So I am a girl, and in my house, there are restrictions on not going out for a job after I complete my degree. So, my question is, how can I become financially independent? Is there a way? And I congratulate this person for asking this question. Ravi, over to you.
Yeah, I would also like to congratulate the person who has asked this question, because it is not easy to ask this question. And thanks for really raising your hand and asking this. If you had asked me this question 15 or 20 years ago, I would have said, very, very tough. There are limited opportunities and so on. But given where we are in 2024, and especially looking back at the last 3, 4 years, both from my personal lens and from my organizational lens, I can say that the world has evolved a lot. And as Dr. Balal was saying in his opening remarks, the world is becoming smaller and smaller because of technology. And that is something which you can certainly leverage to become financially independent. So you may ask, give me some specific examples. Well, there are individuals who I know who love to teach, but because of family reasons or other reasons, they are not able to step out, go to a school, college, or teach. So they have taken up teaching kids online. Uh, and the students can be based anywhere in the world. So I know of individuals who are based in India and who teach kids in US English mathematics. So that's one example for you. There are other examples where individuals who have skills to create products or services are able to offer those products and services remotely online through platforms like Flipkart, Amazon, and so on and so forth. So that's a huge opportunity awaiting for you if you have skill sets which help you offer something valuable to people out there, either as a product or a service. I can go on and on, but the world truly has shrunk and the opportunities have exploded. So please make back to you, Sanjay.
Yeah, thank you, Ravi. Last question, and those were wonderful suggestions. Uh, as Ravi said, there are so many opportunities to work from home these days. And after COVID, I feel the world, the whole world has become far more comfortable and tolerant for people working from home. Whereas earlier there was this social expectation that everyone should go to office and all these things, which has totally disappeared to a great extent now. So I hope this person will emerge financially free. And thank you once again for bravely asking this question. Going to the last question, shortlisted, Shruti Kotyan, third BCom. How to measure the success of investment strategies? Ravi.
Hmm. Uh, I will answer first this question very, very directly, and then I will flesh it out a bit more, beyond it. Uh, from a financial lens, how to measure how much your investment is giving you is using a formula called XIRR in Microsoft Excel. This is a very good question, Shruti. I would request everyone present to write down XIRR and research in Google or elsewhere and use it for your own personal financial planning. If you are investing some money, if you're paying home loan, if you're buying things at EMI, whatever it is, XIRR is something which will tell you how much percentage you're making on an investment or how much percentage of interest you are paying on loans or other items. So to answer directly, how do you measure is through XIRR. Now, slightly expanding that, how do you measure success, right? I would say the success is a function of how is your investment doing versus what you planned for. So if your plan was to achieve, let's say, 10% rate of return, and then you use XIRR function and you find it is 13%, well, it is certainly a success. If it is 8 or 7, well, you are short of it and possibly you will make it up soon. If the rate XIRR percentage shows up as -5, that means you certainly have trouble and it is certainly not a successful investment strategy. It depends on the period in which you are measuring, the kind of instruments you have. But finally, it boils down to the plan you have made and how are you trending against that. Remember, success is not absolute. It is in any field, not just finance. It is versus the goal we have set out for ourselves. Success without having a clear visibility to a goal is often meaningless. So the success is measured using some of these financial metrics, but it is a function of what you have set out to do. And certainly, being the last question, I wish you all the very best as you embark on your financial journey.